Hello everyone and welcome back to the JP on Comms YouTube channel for the first video on my own in quite a long time. It's seemingly managed to work out along with my new job that I can get a few videos in here and there which don't require all too much work in the grand scheme of things. You may have seen the latest edition of the off-air podcast, that really long hour and a half long episode, just to kind of mark the return of us to YouTube, and of course the pretty up and down month that has been October for Maidstone. However, this is my first solo video back in a while, and it is, of course, as you can tell by the title, an all you need to know video about Maidstone's latest signing, Reiss Greenidge. So Reiss Greenidge, the latest signing of many signings really for Maidstone so far this season, currently 26 years old and standing at 6'6" tall. Of course, a presence in the team, by far the biggest player in this Maidstone team. But it's not just Maidstone that he is representing, he is also a Guyana national team representative, having played one game for them. Despite being born in the UK, he does represent their national team at senior level, so it's always good to have those senior international experienced players in the squad. You know, one game, no games, these things do all contribute anyway. Being away with teams and getting that international experience all contributes to succeeding at a club career level as well. So looking at the early stages of Greenidge's club career, he did begin at the youth academy of Arsenal, of course, a big prestigious club with a lot of direct links to many clubs around the country. After playing for Arsenal's youth, he did move to West Bromwich Albion's youth team, and he was there for a couple years, whilst also earning a promotion to the senior squad, yet not featuring in any professional club games. Although during his time at West Brom, he did go out on loan to Port Vale and Ipswich, where again he was not able to feature in any professional games, but I suppose as a young loanee, he was just out seeking experience, which he seemingly got to help better his career further down the line. Following Greenidge's release from West Brom in 2016, he trialled for a number of Premier League and Championship clubs. However, he did end up eventually signing full-time for Ebbsfleet, of course. The Fleet being one of Maidstone's most staunch rivals. I'm sure Greenidge will understand what it means to play for Maidstone, despite being there quite a few years ago. But during his time there, he was unfortunately out of favour with the manager at the time, Darryl McMahon, and was sent out on multiple short-term loan deals to Hemel Hempstead Town. He did end up playing a number of games over at Hemel Hempstead, but was unfortunately released upon his return back to the Fleet following the end of his loan. So after being released by Ebbsfleet, Greenidge did end up signing for Norwegian First Division side Sondal, where he ended up playing 19 games over the course of 2 seasons there. Unfortunately, during his first season, he did join a little bit too late, and Sondal were relegated over penalties in a relegation playoff game, which of course is unfortunate for Greenidge, but he then played for them a little in the Norwegian second division as well, and then completed a move to second division side Arendal as well. So he has that international experience. Of course, it's always good to get an idea of different foreign leagues. There's lots of different things to learn out there as well. We see that as a staple of many players' careers, especially in the earlier stages. So hopefully this experience all contributes to a successful career at Maidstone. So after experiencing a couple years of football in Norway, Greenidge did end up moving to Bolton Wanderers on a 2-year deal, where he featured a number of times throughout their promotion-winning season. However, after the 2-year contract was up, he did end up leaving the club. Being released in the previous summer is how he ended up at Maidstone, but during that time at Bolton Wanderers, he did also secure a season-long loan deal to Barnet, which is where he played the majority of his football last season. And for Barnet last season, he did feature 20 plus times, picking up a goal or two along the way as well. So he has got that wealth of National League experience and understands what it's like to play in the National League more recently, which is good for us as he'll have a pretty good idea of the opposition he'll be facing this season with Maidstone. So that was a quick summary of Reiss Greenidge's career, taking a look at his sort of style of play, his key characteristics. What can we expect to see from the Stones' new man at the back? Well, I think we've seen it already. He's quite a cool head at the back. He can be quite composed, which of course is always a plus in a very high-paced situation, as we find ourselves in many games in the National League this season. He's an incredibly tall player and does use his heading ability quite well. He does win quite a lot of his defensive headers, and he does pose a threat from those attacking set pieces as well. And one more thing, which is quite an uncommon characteristic to see from players in his position, and especially of his size and stature, is his ability to drive with the ball. Having watched many of his highlights from Barnet over the previous season, you will see him pick up the ball and drive through teams quite often down the left-hand side of the pitch, in which he can carry that ball forward and help open up teams and create opportunities for those in front of him. So that is all you need to know about Maidstone's latest signing, Reiss Greenidge, and what we can expect to see from him in the coming season for Maidstone. So welcome, Reiss. Hopefully you do succeed and help this Maidstone team get back on track come the end of the season.